She's the passive income expert,
businesswoman, and a mom
who has helped over 18,000 women generate wealth.
Learn with Chelsea.
Hey, 2024, everybody should be focused on multiple income streams. If you only have one income stream, it's too close to none.
Yeah.
I'm never going to teach and charge people something that I think is bullshit. Being able to free up your time to live life the way you want to live life, and it's attainable for everyone. It's just you need some education. I'm not really a fan of the dating process. Guys are tripping over Cheesecake Factory and coffee. And
we should all go to Cheesecake.
I love cheesecake.
We got,
okay,
all right,
I'll take it. Put me on.
All right, so we gonna go.
Whoa, haven't gone to these in a long time. Okay. I'm not prepared.
This has been spicy.
So spicy, that's for sure.
Welcome to the Art of Pursuit podcast. We interview 6, 7, 8 nine-figure earners. Today we're back in Vegas. I feel like this is my remote location. Every time I'm in Vegas, I shoot here. It's always available.
I love that.
You know what I mean? They leave the door open for me.
I love
Come in and I kill it. In today's episode, I have this amazing entrepreneur, businesswoman, mom, and somebody that's very, very inspirational. I've been following her over a year, and it took about that time to get here. You know what I'm saying? Which is fine, because I'm going to take full responsibility for that. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Accountability.
Learn with Chelsea. What's up? How are you doing?
Nice to be here.
Yeah.
Finally meet you in person.
I know. How's it been so far?
It's been amazing.
It's cool?
Yeah.
Are we besties?
We're besties, and I'm
Word?
loving this set.
I feel like we need a handshake. We got,
Okay,
all right, what
okay,
we gonna
teach
do?
me. Put me on.
All right, so we gonna go. So
Whoa,
we
haven't
gonna
gone to these in a long time. Okay. See, I'm not prepared. I'm not coordinated enough.
Okay, all right, so cool. Just follow me. Go up, down, like that.
Boom. Oh, there's more. Oh, wow. Okay,
I'm
we
gonna
got
work on it.
Yeah, we're gonna work on it.
Next time we see each other,
We gotta be swift with
you know what I'm saying?
it. Got it.
So maybe you could practice with Sydney.
I'll definitely be doing that for
All right,
sure.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2023, let's talk about that real quick. How amazing was this year? What are some things that you're excited about that you were able to accomplish, people that you were able to impact? What are some things maybe you didn't get a chance to get to that you're going to make sure you take care of in the first quarter?
That's a great question. 2023 for me was different in a lot of ways. So I ended a 7-year relationship, 2-year engagement last December. So it's officially been a year. And so 2023 was a full year of being single for the first time in 7 years with 2 kids. So the year started off super rough. And for the first time in 7 years of being a businesswoman, I was forced to come to a screeching halt in my business. And I just wasn't prepared. It didn't even cross my mind that my work would be affected when I decided to separate. And so it was just like, whoa, fish out of water. I can't focus on business right now. I have to focus on being a full-time mom to my kids who are completely confused about what's going on, while I'm also confused about what the hell's going on with my life. And so the first half of the year was dedicated to getting my new house situated. It happened 2 months after I moved into a brand new house. Had to furnish it. It was a lot.
Had to start over.
I had to start completely over. And so, yeah, first time in 7 years that my focus wasn't on the growth and the scaling of my business. And so a lot of mindset shifts had to take place because I really wasn't ready to slow down at all. I'm very much in love with entrepreneurship and everything I've created. So just having to accept that this year isn't going to be all about the money, or isn't going to be all about growing and seeing what crazy numbers I could hit. This year's about turning inward and making sure I'm okay, my kids are okay, the foundation is okay, making sure my home is secure, and just my kids are in school, and just being a real mom, I didn't have that partnership aspect anymore. I didn't have anybody else checking for us and making sure we're okay. It's it's just me and my kids now, for real. So lots of mental shifts had to take place, but what I've accomplished, I think within the first 6 months, I made it really clear to my team, listen, y'all are all still here. We all still have a job to do. We're still on a mission, but I'm mentally checked the fuck out right now. It's about me and my kids right now. And if you guys want jobs, I need y'all to really step up and help me. Because for years I've been doing this as the leader, but this time I need y'all to really step up, because I'm not okay right this second.
All right, so let's talk about that real quick, because there's 2 things that you mentioned that kind of stand out for me. So number one is, you teach thousands of people about passive income, how to get money without having to actively work for it all the time.
Yeah.
So when you had to halt your business, you still had cash coming in.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah,
you was able
thank
to do
God.
that because of things that you put in place.
Thank God.
Right? So let's talk about that real quick.
Yeah.
So what did it feel like being able to have the opportunity to actually pull back on the business without fear of income, fully stopping? Because for a lot of people,
When they go through things like this, it takes them a day.
yeah, and like if you stop moving, no money's coming in.
No money comes in.
So what did that feel like, knowing that you had that confidence to do that? Maybe some things were a little bit active, but you still have money coming in.
It's been the biggest blessing, and I talk about it all the time. And on the days where I was able to like push through and show up and like talk about things, it's because that's what I had in mind, that the majority of women that were in my situation or are in my situation do not have it that way because of things that they chose not to do, or you know what I mean, not to learn, not to invest in, or maybe getting too comfortable in their situation and thinking it would last forever and things would just be sweet forever, you know what I mean? But I was very, very grateful that I had my business to fall back on, and that has been my full-on support system.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for passive income. I'm grateful for the ability to be able to make money on days where I mentally just don't have the ability to show up, because if I had a job, I would damn sure have called out. I wouldn't have a job no more because
they would let you go,
there were
probably.
days I didn't even want to shower. I didn't even want to get out of bed. It's called the nanny to have somebody else do it. Like, I can't do it right now. You know what I mean? Like, I could barely show up for myself. So to show up to a job, never.
So you saying you could barely show for yourself on certain days? Is it because emotionally it was just hard?
It was just so hard. Like, in the okay, so I didn't give myself much time to like dwell in the situation at all, because I understand, like, I have a whole team depending on me, and like I got kids depending on me, you know what I'm saying? So it was probably a solid 2 weeks, that I was really just like not okay, and I'm gonna be in my room, y'all, like, I don't care, like, y'all figure it out. But I told them, I was like, I'm not checking numbers. Like, all year this was not a year about growth. It was just a year of maintaining.
It was about growth, but it was inside.
A different type of business. As far as my team, normally they know me to be very, very numbers driven, very goal driven. And this year they just noticed very quickly, like, there's an internal growth shift happening. And so I told them, I deleted the apps, the Shopify app. I deleted everything Stripe from my phone. I got a personal and a business line, and I kept it very much separate for a while, and like, I didn't want to hear the cha-chings all day. I didn't want to be clocking my goals all day and my numbers all day. I had my assistant run the totals every night and just like tell me what we did. And I'm like, cool. I was at a point in time where we weren't making $3,000 to $6,000 a day. I'm furious. I'm walking around mad. I'm not okay. Like, don't talk to me. You didn't do your job. Like, and it wasn't like that this year at all. This is the first year that I was like, it's not about that, like, I just wanted to maintain. But I'm so happy because I just happened to call my accountant maybe 2 weeks ago, and we're like 30,000 shy of $1 million this year.
There you go. You still got some days.
How the fuck did we do that?
Yeah.
I'm so proud of us. Like, honestly, like, because when I tell you I did not check I'm normally one of them people that are fanatical. Refresh. Like, I want to see the numbers every day. And this year, it was the furthest thing from my mind. As long as I could pay everybody, I knew what was coming in. Obviously, I knew money was coming in because I'm still paying everybody and bills and stuff. So I know we're working, and what we're doing is working. But I wasn't so numbers driven to where that was my main focus this year. And it showed, because I was able to heal. I was able to take care of myself.
So I'm looking
the
at
way
a healed
needed.
line with Chelsea.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm a work in progress. Don't get me wrong. I'm learning. Like, I'm adjusting to some of the things that I've normalized for a long time that I didn't even know were wrong, or not wrong, but were not for me. Things that I convinced myself were for me. And now I'm realizing, like, oh, damn, like, I didn't actually like that. And I don't ever want to deal with that again. You only know what you know. You know what I'm saying? So I think sometimes when you're in a situation for a long time, you kind of have those blinders on, and you don't realize that there's anything outside of that might suit you better.
So what were some of the passive income streams that you had coming in while you were checked out for the year?
I think the main one is digital marketing.
Okay.
For sure. So my company is HG Marketing LLC, and we create info programs for people who want to learn how to make money online. That's my niche. So I have a whole bunch of different offerings, from mentorships to ebooks and just digital programs that you can purchase and don't really need my help with at all. So that's really what kept the year super solid, is that my programs are set up to, once you purchase them, like, you're good. You can start to learn right away. And thank God, because if I had to actually do a job and show up every single day, this year wasn't going to be that year.
Do you feel like people need digital products? Like everyone should have a digital product?
Oh, 100%.
Like everybody?
Everyone. Yeah. Everyone should have at least one day. And it only takes one product to completely change your life. Like, you don't need a whole bunch of offerings. You don't need a whole catalog. You just need one solid program that you can really fixate on and market and really just, create that brand authority around, and you can really just run it up.
Is there a certain type of digital product you feel like is common or people should definitely have?
I think it just depends on like where you're at with it. Some people have, people are into different things. Like, I talk to a lot of girls who are into lashes, and for them it's like, oh, well, let me do a training. Let me charge for a tutorial. Let me makeup artist. Oh, let me teach a virtual class or in-person class, stuff like that. And then some people want to do the ebook route. I do it all. Yeah. Like, so I personally, it's just like, however much you plan on showing up for your audience, I think that that's pretty a relevant question that everybody should kind of ask themselves from the beginning. Like, do you want to have to engage with your audience? Do you want to be teaching live classes? How much do you actually want to have to show up for your offer? And if you really rather not, then ebooks is probably the way to go, because somebody spends $15-$20, they get their ebook and no other support is needed.
So if they get this ebook, how are they selling it? Like, how they getting the traffic for? How they getting the word out about the ebook?
Well, there's there's people that want to rely on organic methods of marketing, and that just means a lot of sweat equity. That means content creation, like the big monster in the room. People freak out about content. I'm like, I love content. Get me paid.
Yeah.
So, I don't see the hassle. It's like, the hassle for me was getting up and getting dressed and getting in my car and sitting in traffic to go clock in somewhere. Yeah. Like, that's a hassle. Me pressing record on my phone to just show anything, anything. You literally just show anything and put some words over it, and that's content. And people complain. It just is insane to me. But yeah, I don't know. Digital products is easy. Like, everybody should have a digital product. And traffic, you can organically traffic and create content on social media that you post, a few times a day, and let the algorithm do its thing and get you those organic views, and you learn how to nurture those leads as they come in. Or you put money behind your brand and you advertise, you put ad dollars behind your brand. And I'm a super fan of that, because it's like, I'm trying to run it up.
You don't get exposure faster that way.
Yeah, I don't have time to sit here and grow no organic following. Like, we're gonna do that regardless.
Yeah, facts.
I'm trying to
get to the paper. So another thing you mentioned also was that helped you during this year of focusing on yourself is having a team.
Yes.
So let's talk about the team. What are some of the essential positions one would need to hire for or have filled so they can run a team, even if they're just starting? What are some key positions?
The first position I had was a VA, which is a virtual assistant. So at the time, like, I was making money, but it wasn't enough to like really have like an in-house team or have nobody like move out for me or like come be local or anything like that. So I had a VA for years, like maybe 4 years. And for the longest, it was just me and him holding it down.
Rocking out.
And we grew together. We learned together. And it was more like admin assistance, like anything that I needed help with, from responding to emails, to fulfilling orders on Shopify, to, customer support emails, to just anything that you can need operation wise. I'm not a tech person. So even though I made millions of dollars online, like, people, when they meet me in person and see how like illiterate I am, like, Cindy will tell you.
Well, you don't seem very literate now. So we need to pull out something to read. We need to have a read something.
I can read now, but I'm not tech savvy.
So that's what
I could read, but now sending an email or like cleaning out my inbox, like anything, I'm just not a tech person.
Yeah.
But so my team, I rely on to be smarter than me in the areas that they're supposed to be smarter than me. So my VA held it down for a long time. And then as soon as I could afford it, I wanted to have a local team, like, more in-house. It got cool. Initially it was cool talking to everybody on Zoom. But then after a while, it's like, I want to have meetings in person. I want to be able to like connect and grow in real life with my team. So I had my an assistant, like my executive assistant. That's my right hand.
So you got a VA, you got an executive assistant.
Well, I graduated from having a VA to now having an in person.
So executive assistant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she works out of my home office with me every day. That's my right hand. Like we do everything together. And then I no longer have a personal assistant, but that's definitely a role that I appreciated tremendously. Having somebody fill that role is not an easy task.
Yeah.
That's like an extension of me. I mean, my executive assistant is already that, but my personal is just like we together all the time. So it's a lot. Not everybody's ready to like really built like I'm built. Like my personal assistant is damn near like a mini me. It's not really easy to work for me. I'm not gonna lie. It's not. But if you can rock it out, like we going to the moon. So it's like they all know that.
So it's worth it then.
It's definitely worth it. It's worth it. It's definitely, in my opinion. I don't know. Is it worth it? Let me know, Sydney. Is it worth it? No, it's I've gone through crazy people. Yeah. Hiring has not been fun. Yeah. Growing a team has not been fun. I'm very grateful for my team now. You know what I'm saying? Like I love them. I really value and cherish them because we've had people come in and really try to come with bad intentions, like from day one. Like
inside of the business?
Everybody. Yeah. Like just plotting from day one. And you learn the hard way, Now we got lawyers on deck, but you got to learn. You got to go through things like that to protect. And so I'm grateful I went through those experiences because now our shit's rock solid.
So what are some of those things that you learned the hard way or that you learned and then you had to shield yourself from moving forward?
Is that like I'm naturally like a really trusting person.
So you trust me?
Nah, not yet.
Damn.
Not yet.
Thought you was naturally trusting.
I've learned. I told you I learned from this scenario.
Damn.
So now I'm trying to be a little bit more guarded, a little bit more like show and prove. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm one of them bosses that like you come to me with like an issue. I mean, I'm a problem solver, And so you got to be careful with that though. Like me, I don't do too much. It's like, what's the problem? How can I fix it? I got you. Da, 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 da. Yeah. And sometimes, the wrong person with the wrong intentions, if they see that you're like that, you just never know what that could breed. You know what I'm saying? And in that situation, that's exactly what it was. Like she came in with a situation that I didn't really know about, or like a financial stress I didn't know about initially. And by the time I found out, I was already so in love with her work and just like the relationship, the rapport, like what she was doing for me. And I was just like, yo, you could have whatever. Like the way you showing up in my life, like you could really have whatever. And that
made you vulnerable.
It did. I'm an acts of service person. If you come in my life trying to fix some shit, it's like you're making my life easier. I want to make your life easier, and that mindset, it's like you want to be able to have that mindset because, you want to be able to reciprocate when someone shows up and they do 110% for you. You know what I'm saying? When you find out that their car's breaking down, I'm like, let's go to the lot real quick. It's just like common sense. It's like, if you look out for me and I know your car is breaking down, I need you to get to work. Let's go.
That's all it should be.
You would think until you find out that, people just not.
People be peopling.
People be peopling. Yeah. And you can't, so now, I got gatekeepers now. You know what I'm saying? Like my team be like, that.
So you got some people that they gotta go through.
And at first I really thought, I'm like, yeah, y'all hating on the new girl. Y'all, why y'all like, this one is a savage, first of all. Oh my God. It's like,
shout out to Sydney over there.
Sydney.
Shout out to Sydney.
I'm like, we're at fucking team dinner. Be nice. They're new. It's like you gotta like they're the ones like you gotta show them proof because they put in work. Like anybody join the team now. Shit's sweet for anybody now. It's like we got things laid out. We're gonna tell you how to do your job. It's like you don't have to figure anything out. We know what works, what doesn't work. You just gotta come execute it.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But we've built that over years. So they be hazing people. I don't know. I'm nice. I'm hi, welcome. They're like, how long you gonna be here? What you coming to do? I could do that.
So how does someone that's maybe gone through one of your programs or might be watching this or listening to this, how do they go from like their first digital product to building like a business around it? You know what I mean? Instead of just being like someone that just, maybe I'm a solopreneur and I learned this thing from Chelsea online. Now I have my first digital product, I'm selling it, but I want to build a business around it. How do I now put my team together or, start creating consistent passive income so now I can move around like Chelsea? Like how do I take that one product and turn it into a business?
I feel like you got to just think big from day one. You know, you got to think big from day one and really just 10x your efforts. Like if you really want to grow and you want to scale anything you're doing, like whatever you did last year, just 10x that. And
So
that's
you talking
really
about in
what I
terms of
did.
like effort, activity?
Yep.
Yeah.
Output, period. Like whatever you did in 1 year, whatever you did that you knew worked, just 10x that if you are trying to truly 10x your results. And when you do that, everything is just going to grow at the same time. And you're going to need help. You're going to need to build a team. You're going to need to outsource and delegate certain things, you know? More output means more input eventually. You know?
What's up, y'all? Listen, if you are a business owner or entrepreneur and you juggling your email, your text messages, you don't have a CRM, you don't have any automation, you don't even have your social media posts scheduled, I have the solution for you. What you want to do is tap into the lead attraction system. This is an all-in-one system that's going to handle your text messaging, your email, your CRM, your invoices, get you paid, your digital products, your memberships, your courses, your funnels, and also it's an all-in-one solution. So you can get rid of all these other things. It's in one system. You pay one price every single month. And they also have a weekly office hours. So I don't know what you're waiting for. Tap into the platform and make sure that you grow your business. Lead attraction system. Grab the link below. Let's go. Where did you learn that from?
We'll learn what?
Just that simple formula.
Damn.
Reading, mentorship, just your own
a mentor actually, because one of my,
because it seems so simple, but a lot of people don't do it.
One of my mentors, I asked her, she's a digital course creator, and her name is, shout out to Danielle Leslie. She has a course that teaches you how to do a course. And so she's the first person, that's the course that I took to learn how to, I knew I had a skill. I knew something. I just didn't know how to get it out to the world, package it up, make it look good and sound nice and all that. So I took her program and it taught me how to package up my offer, which was a drop shipping offer. And so when she saw my results, like we sold $37,000 of my first digital product before it was done, before it was complete. And so I was one of her case studies. Like she talks about me in her webinars, she talks about me on her stuff, you know. And so when we had our conversation about it, I asked her, I'm like, she told me, she's like, your results from year 1 to year 2 type is bigger than what her growth initially was. And she's like, but her next year, she went from, I can't remember her actual numbers, it was like 400,000 to like 2.7 mil, something crazy, like a crazy leap. I haven't had no leaps like that. Like my shit's been pretty consistent. Like we just gradually, I never had like this year and then all of a sudden a crazy. So I asked her, I'm like, well, what took you from 400 to whatever, 7 mil, something crazy that it was. And she's like, I just 10x everything that I was doing. If I spent, you know, $100 on ads, I was going to spend it that. Like she's literally 10xing everything because it was working, but you're just showing to yourself and your business to a smaller audience. Yeah. So just 10x it. And I'm like, that's it? And she's like, literally, that's it. Everything that I did, I just 10x'd it. And so she said it one time and I was just like, bet, like call the we're 10xing everything. You post 3 times a day, guess what?
Posted 6.
Yes. And what do we do? That year we posted 10. Yeah. Like we were not fucking around. Like post during the day, guess what? We're posting at night. Like everything we're doing, we are about to be in their faces. They're about to be sick of us. We went from just Facebook ads to Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Pinterest, TikTok, Google, Instagram, and not Instagram, influencers. Like we hit them on every, talk about omnipresence, that's us. You about to be sick of us. That's I say it all the time because it's like, you're going to see me everywhere. When you close your eyes, you're going to be hearing Learn with Chelsea. That's the goal. And that's what we did. Like we went everywhere. And so, you know, we did $1 million in 6 months that year when we decided to like 10x everything. And I lost my Instagram, brand new Instagram, started with 0 followers, came back and did $1 million.
So what would you say one of the biggest lessons you learned on that time period? Because you kind of went in it with that 10x intention. So in that short time period, what are some of the things that you learned?
Follow the blueprint, stick to the script. It's out there. Like I knew my framework worked. Like I teach this stuff, you know what I'm saying? But not everybody wants it the same way. You know, like the framework, I'm never going to teach and charge people something that I think is bullshit or I know for a fact doesn't, you know, that I can't stand and vouch that it works. Like it works. When I lost my Instagram, I was sick. I was depressed. I was I felt like I was done for. I had just had my son. I was making $50K a month from my social media. And all of a sudden I woke up to that shit said disabled. I really felt like, oh my God, this is death, death. And then I was like, wait, after 2 weeks of crying about my brand name.
You're like, I could do it again.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck am I tripping for? I do this. Like, I build Shopify brands. I build e-commerce brands. Like, what are we talking about? Like, I was more sad, I think, about like the emotional, like my pictures. I just felt like, oh my God, I have no identity anymore. I felt like I lost my identity because Honey Gold was my brand name. It's on my car. Like, Honey Gold is such a big part of my brand story. And then I got pretty much, once I got hacked, I could not use that name anywhere.
Oh, you couldn't even use a brand name.
So that's
on social, on Instagram.
Yeah, because it kept.
So somebody still has it?
Well, actually, I don't even know. I can't even search it. Like, I'm blind. It's like, yeah. So once that happened, I really felt like I had to find myself again. Like, I understood I had to rebrand, but I wasn't ready to rebrand. Same with like the breakup. It's like, I wasn't ready to have things come to a halt to where now I have to be this, I have to like redevelop who I am publicly. I was like, what the fuck? Like, if somebody just took Brendan from you right now, it's like, do you come back as a podcaster? Do you come back as a this or that? It's
well,
like,
I'm actually I'm really considering changing my name next year. So we about to see.
To what?
I got a couple things floating. The reason why I'm considering is because I started learning more about like family legacy, right? And my last name, I don't have any like connection with it. Well, first of all, my last name is a slave last name.
Okay,
that's number one. Number two, I didn't know my dad. Me and my grandfather, before he passed away, we almost got into like a huge fight. And then prior to that, he just kind of abandoned my mom and me. He just moved to a whole other state, new family, never connected to family. I was taking care of his mom, which is my great grandma, because he just, so I don't really have any, we don't have any core value. We have family values, no trust, no crest, no colors, no nothing. So I'm not really attached to it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know what? I might want to
rebrand, like literally
me.
Start over this. When it's over. I like that.
And then when I'm married or when I'm in a relationship, the name that I have, it's like it can stand for something.
I love it.
Because it's like what I'm creating it to be.
Yeah,
so I'm that's where I'm at with it.
I love that. Yeah. Well, go ahead and change it then.
So you can take go ahead and take Brendan. Go ahead and take him. I got a backup plan. I got the
seriously. Oh, please don't. He's joking. Listen, not until you're ready, okay? I'm serious because that's exactly what I did. Yeah. Jokingly, and the next day
it was gone.
So there's so much. He's joking, guys.
I put a couple of
disclaimer. Just joking. No, but
what do you want to accomplish next year? What's top of the chart?
So I launched a new digital product. And I'm all about like challenging myself. So every year, the minimum for my company is like the standard. We have to make $1 million. Like this year was kind of the exception just because of obvious reasons.
And you're pretty much there anyway.
Yeah. And that, yeah, exactly. And that worked out. So that's cool. We all get to see another day. We all get to live to see another day. But next year is back to business.
Okay.
Next year's back to business. So we're on we're going to kind of be documenting the journey to $1 million.
I love that. I got that from who's the last person I seen do it? What's the name?
A guy or
a girl?
Okay, no.
Comedian, entertainer.
Oh, Beast Mode?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I watched hers.
Okay, what? She documented her journey to $1 million?
Yeah.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, a couple years ago.
Oh, well, damn.
Yeah.
Might have to tune in.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So she was doing hair. She was doing like all the things she was doing at the time. Mm-hmm. She was just doing it all.
I love that.
So yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I think. Oh, God. Okay.
You getting better. She getting better.
Lead the way. I'm just going through motion.
So you're gonna document to $1 million.
Yep.
Right.
With one digital product.
With one digital product.
Offer. Yeah.
What's the price point of this one? This digital product.
$400.
Okay,
super
so
light.
$397.
Super light.
So what's
400.
the number? So to get to $1 million with this one, it's 400. So how many do you need?
A lot. I don't know. We're just going at it.
What's the map, Cindy?
I don't know.
How many of this 397s does she need to sell to get to her M?
Why 397?
Did you say 3? No, 497.
No, I said 400.
My fault. Okay, so you need 2,500.
That's nothing.
Or 400 to get to the M.
That's light.
So you're gonna do the same format, but you're just gonna document this.
Yeah. So I've done it in the past with programs that cost anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000. And so obviously much bigger price point, but I'm adapting to the economy and to like what's obviously been going on. And so I'm like, let me meet my audience where they're at so that there's no rebuttals, no challenges. I'm like, a smooth 400 is not going to break the bank. And it's going to allow you to start generating money right away, which is more than what I was able to offer with my previous programs that are more long-term. They're mentorships, they're 8 weeks, there's time.
So they're going to get like a whole, is it a program? Is it an ebook? What is it?
It's an MRR product. So it's a program that comes with master resale rights, which is just a freaking no-brainer because the minute you buy it, you can resell it. Yeah. So it's like I'm coming from the world of selling physical products where we have to do a lot of product research, a lot of, there's a lot more variables to having longevity and scalability with a product and offer. Now it's all digital, 100% profit. And because you can resell it same day, it takes out the guesswork of, is this going to be a winning product? Yes, it's a winning product. Just resell it. Start marketing right now.
100%.
Right now. You make one sale, you make your money back.
All right, let's do it.
Oh God. Again. What?
Wait. Come on.
I got too much on my brain to remember handshakes. What now? This. Listen.
Hold on. Listen, you did. Relax, calm down.
Gotta remember. My memory is shot.
Bring it on.
Oh my. Now what? Pound it? Oh gosh. Okay. Seem like more steps this time.
That's because I love the idea. I think they can learn a lot from that, so they can buy it.
What part? What idea?
The
that's a no. So that's a no-brainer.
Spend 4 on it. They got the master reselling rights, so they can just resell it one time, get their money back.
Yeah, I have students that are like, Chelsea, I got my store up in 15 minutes. I made 2 sales the same day I bought it. I'm like, well, God dang it. Like, that's
like, who's the winner, me or you?
We both win it. Everybody win it. Period. Like, you just got to believe in yourself. Just getting over that initial hump. People are just so scary right now. And I get it. There's a lot of riffraff out there. It's hard to tell.
So you're going to document that on what platforms?
So we're starting a podcast. And so my goal is to shoot 3 times a week. And one of the days, the episode be dedicated to the journey. Okay, got you. So what worked this week, what me and my team focused on this week, what fires we had to put out this week, what didn't work, what did we have to reassess, revamp, how much money actually came in that week with this new program, this new product. So I'm putting all my other programs on the back burner. I'm purposely showing people that this could be done with one single program. And so I'm just going all in and documenting the journey, and that episode for the podcast weekly will be dedicated to that journey. What's the name? Can we say the name of the podcast, or you want to hold back? I haven't quite announced it yet, but I'll say it. Okay, let them know. Let them know. Tell right there. Okay, y'all ready for this? So it's going to be no money, no honey. Ooh. I like it. All right. Okay, so my brand before it got hacked was Honey Gold. So everything in my life was honey. Get money with honey. Everything. Honey Glow was my body butter collection. Everything is just honey related, right? So instead of it being N-O, like no money, no honey, it's going to be K-N-O-W. I like it. No money, no me, no honey. I like it. So it'll be 3 days a week. And one of the days is going to be dedicated to more of my personal life, dating, mom, personal. The other one will be the documenting of To the Million. And then the third one is going to be a collab with my homegirl who's a chef out here. And we're going to have like a eating segment where we either like talk over food, or we cook and talk, or something where we get catering and we review it, something like that. But it'll be like a food component on the third day. All right. So basically you're saying that if they don't have no money, they can't have no honey, basically. No, that would be N-O. This is K-N-O. Oh, I know what that is, but I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. No, that's what we talk about. It's no, knowledge, no. But let's be clear. Yeah. No money, no honey. Yes. To answer your question, that's accurate as well. Got you. So with dating now, no money, no honey. I had a feeling that's where we were going with that. Yeah, that part. So is that a goal in 2024? What? Well? Dating? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's the goal. Is it? Mm-hmm. How big is that goal? It's to be dating. Mm-hmm. Dating, I don't think was ever the goal, honestly. Dating is not the goal. Marriage is the goal. Family is the goal. Yeah. Partnership is the goal. Unfortunately, I have to do some dating to get there. No, you have to. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I'm not really a fan of the dating process. Why not? It's just rough out here. How's it rough? How's it rough for women? It's wild. How do you feel like it's rough for women versus
it being rough for men?
We just get approached by we have a lot of
Options,
I guess. And I don't know, like I'm a woman with a lot to lose. Like I have a lot going on. So it's just hard to tell people's intentions. It's just hard to kind of decipher between what's what. And, you know, I'm a mom now. I'm not just dating for myself and for my own fun and pleasure. It's just like, no, there's like, this is important from day one. It matters.
Do you have like is it like an intro process?
An intro process?
Yeah, so like if you meet, so
like a vetting process?
Yeah.
The gatekeepers are the vetting process. You know, honestly, I just let people do them, and I kind of just make my own assessments, my own mental assessments, and then kind of either just remove myself from the situation or determine if it's worth kind of growing and developing and seeing what's what. But I've learned a lot this year.
So what are some things you learned? What are some things that you learned from, like, I guess, dating in 2023, where in 2024 maybe you're not going to make the same decisions, I would say? Or you know not to do certain things, or maybe you did learn some,
I think I just need to be even more guarded than what I was.
So you feel like you need to be more guarded?
Yeah, I do.
What's that look like?
I don't know, because I already don't be outside. I'm already guarded. It's just like, I have to be more guarded because, like, I don't know. Guys have different intentions now. It's just weird. Like, the things that, so I'm used to guys always being so worried about, like, gold digger this, like, worried about the woman's intentions. Yeah. But now that I have my own, I've just realized that there's a lot of men out here with bad intentions. There's a lot of men that are attracted to me because of what I have. And that's new for me, because before this leg of dating, it's like I was in a committed relationship for 7 years. Before that, I didn't have no money. So dating, my objectives were different back then. I didn't have kids. It's just like the things that I cared about were different back then, you know. Now I'm coming into all types of different people, and their motives are just, sometimes it's clout. Sometimes you're interested in me because I got some followers. It's just like, it's just corny. And that goes over my, like, in my mind, it's like, I couldn't even imagine that, but it's real.
So we have to talk about that.
It's real. Like, I've just learned that, like, you know, these high value men that people, like, we tend to glorify a lot on social media, the people that, you know, portray to have it all figured out and or invest so much into their development to get to where they are. I feel like I was under the assumption that, like, wow, this person's successful, we're on the same level. I know I've done a lot of inner work. I know I've done a lot of business development as well. And I assume that because they're at a certain level, that they have as well. And I had to learn. Not always the case. Had to learn that the hard way. You think be perpetrating out here.
The money doesn't mean.
I didn't know.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I'm used to dating people who, you know, really lacked, like, people who get street money is what I was used to. So I was really I was very excited to start dating people with a different mindset. It might be different. Yeah. And so I'm like, oh, the entrepreneurs, like, we're going to be, you know,
that's what I thought too.
You know,
dating for me hasn't been easy as well. I feel it was a little different.
What you struggling with? What have you noticed?
What haven't I noticed?
What's up, y'all? I'm standing in the middle of the street and I'm willing to risk it all because I want you to grow, whether through paid or organic measures. Over the next 5 days, the Audience Growth Challenge, we're going to be teaching you podcast guesting strategies, video marketing strategies, social media predictable viral creation strategies, the power of radio and digital PR. And these strategies are what you need to grow your business over the next 4, 6, 9, even 12 months to skyrocket your success. So if you want to join the challenge, all you got to do is click the link below and join the Audience Growth Challenge and join it as a VIP. Let's get it.
So marriage is scary. I'm a little petrified a little bit, but I do want to get married.
Okay, that's good.
I do want to get married, but I am a little nervous. I ain't gonna lie.
Mm-hmm. Why? What makes you nervous?
Because I feel like it puts you in a very vulnerable position.
It does.
It puts you in a very vulnerable position, right? You don't know. All right, so let's say, again, I'm gonna use your example. Okay. Let's say we just met, things is rolling, a year in, 2 years in, feeling good. We gonna take it there. It's only been a small amount of time. I've had friends I've known like decades longer than I know you, right?
Right.
So because we're spending so much time together and emotions is there, things are speeding up. You know, we both want the same thing, it looks like. So boom, now we're in the space. I don't really know you that well. Technically, I know you well, but it's only been 2 years.
Like how much can you prove? Like how much can you go
right?
through? You know what I mean? Yeah.
So now I'm like, I want that, right? So we're in a vulnerable position. Are we getting prenups?
Depends.
So we getting prenups, right? So we getting prenups or postnups or whatever. We gotta protect ourselves. I'm pro that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pro that. So whatever you're coming in with, I feel like
You should lead with.
you should lead.
God forbid.
You should be. That's
Yeah.
right, because that didn't involve me. Same thing with me,
That's how I feel.
right? And then whatever we build, we can. Hopefully, we're not arguing or whatever. But that should be on the table, because when people break up, they get vindictive. There's all these other things, all ulterior motives, and you know,
Shit gets ugly.
right? So without that, I feel like people go broke, they go bankrupt. You got to start all
Start your whole
over,
life over.
right? It's like it can put you in a very depressed, place.
Yep.
And then it's like you're left with bills.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're
No,
not.
I agree. I just wanted to make sure that was your
yeah. So it could put you in a very compromising position. So I do feel like things need to be safeguarded and protected, put in trust, you know what I'm saying? Like having great conversations, outlining if that was to happen, this is what we're going to do. You know what I mean? That would make me feel better.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's tough to know someone, and the divorce like percentage is so high. So it's like we're in an environment, and it's like I can't share how I feel with friends that aren't married, because they're gonna be talking to me and they have no idea from a different perspective. They've never been married, so they're giving me some advice that don't even make sense.
Of course.
You know what I mean? So and we talked about dating earlier. It's rough, right? A little bit,
Right? We were talking about it. Yes, we were talking about it.
right? So
No, I know. I mean, it's scary. Marriage is forever.
Yeah.
People change.
And people
get
give up.
comfortable.
And they give. And people give up. Yeah.
It's the comfortable for me though. For me, I think getting too comfortable is like a big no-no. Like you should always be trying to really grow and learn and relearn your person. You know, we're always evolving, and so you can't expect things to stay the same for both parties at all times. But you have to kind of just continue to fall in love with each other and get to know each other. You know, grow with each other, not apart.
What is something that you feel would be ideal in a potential husband? Like, what are some fundamental things you would need him to have?
Major ambition and drive, because I make people feel a type of way if they don't have extreme level of drive and ambition.
I feel like you're someone that can inspire.
Yeah.
You like,
but I can also
yeah,
cripple somebody too. You know what I'm saying? Like I could also like make somebody feel really insecure, because my it's not even my drive. Like my consistency is like top notch. You know what I'm saying? Like whether it's a good day, a bad day, like we show up, you know, at least me or my team, whatever, but same thing. So for a guy who's not focused enough or not, you know, on his shit enough, you're gonna realize that dealing with me, and I don't even have to say anything. I might not even know it, but that comes back to me a lot. Like, damn, you make me I have to step my shit up. Yeah, you do. Fucking with me, you ain't got no choice. Yeah, and it should be like that both ways.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good thing.
It should be like that both ways. Yeah. It is a good thing. I mean, but there can be a competitive. Okay, so the reason intentions is important and just communication is because, like, you know, for the woman like me who's like, I don't have to date someone who absolutely makes X amount or makes more than me or makes this and that. All of that is relative, because it's like someone who makes less, you know, you would hope would be inspired. But if they're on that like hamster wheel of like, I'm at this for 3 years and it's still not paying off. And then you just see me a year 7, year 8, just producing. It's like, that can really make you feel some type of way. It can make you feel inadequate. It can make you feel like your way is failing or it's not working. And when whole time it's about to pop, but it's just, you know, this is year 2 or year 3. So, you know, there's just a lot of components to it, but my goal is definitely not to attract an insecure man or make anybody ever feel insecure. So that's why I have to date intentionally and be with somebody who's very confident, no matter where they're at, really. You know, whether you have less than me, whether you have more than me, like.
Are you cool dating with somebody that has less than you?
I'm okay with that as long as they're willing
Ambitions
to.
there.
Yeah, and you got to be like, not even. I'm not trying to say coachable. Like I have to be the one to coach you, but like you have to be willing to learn because the goal should be for you to be able to be a provider and make more than me. The goal is not for me to be the one carrying the weight. I'm willing to deal with somebody as long as their intention is to take on that leadership role in my life. So whether it's because you learn and take advice from me or you find someone who you can learn from, but the level up has to come at some point. Cause like, I don't want to be the one running the show, like at all. Like at all. I just don't. I'm over it.
How do you feel like having a partner or husband? Like, what does that add to your life?
Everything. Like, that's just the only thing missing from my life right now.
Because some people feel like, like, why would someone in your position need a man if they got things
I
rolling?
don't know.
So,
I need a man. Lord Jesus.
So let's talk about that. So what would a man, what would a husband, would a partner provide to your life?
Just more happiness. Like I didn't expect to have the things that I have right now and just be doing this shit alone. It's sad. It's really sad. I mean, I'm great. I got my kids and yada, yada, yada. Like they're always going to be straight, but like they can't, there's something that they can't fill for me. You know what I mean? Like they're babies, they're little. Like I want somebody that I can travel the world with, someone that I can like reap the benefits of all my hard work with, like somebody that makes it feel like it feels worth it now, but it's just like, I enjoyed that about my relationship a lot. Like just making memories, traveling the world, like shooting content from wherever, making everything a tax write-off and just enjoying life together, growing together, being on the same page and just understanding the mission and the goal and just like, that shit was awesome. Like, there's nothing better than like having somebody that you love, that you can grow with, who is your best friend ultimately, and you just know like y'all's mission and y'all are on the same page, and like nothing can break y'all. Like that level of just like, I don't know, there's no better feeling than that. And I've experienced it. Like I was with my best friend, you know what I'm saying? Like we were best friends for like 13 years. So that's my longest friend on the planet, So I experienced what that felt like and just like how you feel like somebody got your back through no matter what. Like I could lose my business. I could, anything can happen. I could lose my Instagram. I could get hacked. I could lose it all. And I'm always going to have that person that's like down for me, and they're down until they're not down.
So you believe you can find that person?
I don't know, because it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not together no more. So that's the toughest reality check of it all, is that like you could put out the best energy, you could put out the best intentions, but like I said, people change, and then sometimes people don't change, and both can be bad things. Both can be good things, but both can be bad if there's not enough, constant growth and communication. So I definitely think I know it's possible. I had it, but again, it's like you have to make sure you're growing with someone who has the intention to not stop growing at a certain level. Sometimes, you hit that 6-figure goal. Maybe that's enough for you, but that was never enough for me. But you don't know to have those conversations. When you're broke, you're both just like, can we just get rich together? Yeah. What's rich? Rich might be $1 million for you. It might be 20 mil for that person. And now like, you're like, no, I'm ready to chill and just vibe out. And the other person's like, what? We're just getting started. You can't, no chill time. And you're like, what? I made $100K. This is the most money my whole family's ever seen. I'm good. So it's you never know, how things are going to evolve when those times come. But, I believe that it's possible for sure. And it's the best feeling ever. So I definitely don't want to settle.
It makes me think about life a little bit. So on my flight, I was flying to speak at this event in New York. So it was maybe like 3 weeks ago. And I was sitting next to this older white woman, and we was just talking out the gate. And we found out there was a couple countries that we both visited. So we sharing pictures and stories, whatever. And she said she was married for like 30 years. I think she's in like late 60s or something. She married for 30 years. Husband passed away. She met someone new. Now she's married again after like, I think maybe 3 or 4 years of being divorced. And she said the new experience I love completely different than the old experience. Whereas with the new guy, they do everything together. And the one that she spent, had the kids with, spent 30 years with, he never wanted to do stuff. He had the routine, like home, game, whatever, but they never like did stuff together. He was more reluctant to like want to do things with her. So the whole idea that nothing lasts forever and that you could meet a different type of love or maybe even an everlasting love. after you've experienced something.
Yeah, and
right?
it could be totally different and still super enjoyable or
Exactly.
whatever. But was she saying that she wasn't, did she feel satisfied in the first one?
She said she was satisfied, but she wasn't
Exposed.
happy with not being able to do things together. So there was a little bit of lack there.
Yeah.
But because he passed, that, because I guess they probably would have just rocked out.
What a blessing.
Right? She had the opportunity to meet the new guy, and they just do things together.
I love
all
that
the time,
for her.
Right?
Yeah.
So life kind of could throw you mysteries and throw you different experiences.
And I will say there's definitely big shoes to fill because if I again, like I can always be exposed to something different and be like, oh my God, like fuck that old shit. This is where it's at. But in my mind, it's like I almost can't imagine anything better than what I had.
You haven't seen it.
I just haven't. I haven't experienced it yet. Granted, I know I can identify the negatives of where it went wrong. So I definitely can say it could be better. If I had everything I had plus a few of those core traits in the person itself, because the experiences were lit and we were inseparable. Like it was a rare relationship where it's like from morning, noon, and night for 7 years, we were together, inseparable, and running a home-based business. So we intertwined it all and had kids. So it's like we grew into entrepreneurs together. We grew into parents together.
Yeah.
And, we just had a crazy backbone, which was our friendship. And the times were lit. Like we had very similar personalities. We loved to travel. Like we had very similar interests in that way. So it was like literally doing life with your best friend. But there were negatives of just like him as a person that didn't mesh with my needs. And that can always be better. So I think, it's like a tough, because it's like, damn, are you looking for perfection? Like they have to be exactly what you're looking for and offer the lifestyle that goes with it. It's a lot.
It's definitely a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
But I think that's why it's important to know who you're seeking, who you're, what's the word, like trying to court or trying to approach. Like you got to do a little bit of research. Like you got to know who, what you're coming into. You can't approach every situation the same way.
No, you can't.
You really can't.
Yeah, I'll learn. So, I've definitely learned situations like that as well. Like, you definitely can't approach a previous situation like you approach it. Well, you can't approach a new situation like you approach a previous situation.
Yeah.
And people do grow. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, you also have to be okay with being vulnerable, sharing with someone how you feel so you can have that opportunity to go to the next level. Because if you never do that,
it doesn't stand a chance.
Yeah. But then you have to also be okay with if it don't go that way.
Now your business out there, you know, pillow talk with 5 niggas in the year. No, it's like all of those things like really play a role because it's like you want to be vulnerable, you want to be honest, but then it's like.
And sometimes the one that you want don't want you. But you got to be okay with that because because I guess what I'm saying is how can you approach someone to potentially be with him or her if you don't put it out there? It can go either way.
Yeah.
But for it to be successful, you have to put it out there.
Yeah. Somebody got to say.
Somebody got to.
I want this to be something.
Yeah. And if it ain't, and if it's not going to be that way, you also have to
be okay with walking away.
Yeah.
Or, no, I agree. That's a good point.
And that can be tough too.
Because as a woman, men are going to want you. It's just, do they want you the way that you want them to want you? Like,
and men too. I mean, sometimes there's a woman that you want to be with. She don't want you like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe she's not ready for you.
Yeah.
And you got to be okay with that. No matter how much you feel like she might fit in the equation.
Cold world.
No blanket.
It's a lot. Dating is, I don't know. So how long would you consider yourself having, like, dating? How long have you been dating?
Last time I was in a relationship was 2019. So it's been a little bit.
So you're a pro dater at this point.
I mean, yeah. Well, actually, I would say recently I just started to date it with intention. Like, I'm open to it.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not out here going out, but I'm more like if I see someone, being more intentional.
So from a male's perspective, as far as dating goes, do you think that women should be dating one person at a time?
No, I think you should date multiple people at one time. I don't think you should have sex with everybody though. That's different.
Okay.
Because how am I supposed to get to know you and only you if you're not even serious about getting to know me? Like I might text you, call you but you might not be giving me the same energy. So I need to wait a month or two to find out if you're really into me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think people need to have some options open so you can weigh the options, because if I like you, but you're not throwing me the energy.
Yeah.
Like how long am I supposed to say it to like wave the flag like, yo, I'm interested in you.
Yeah.
Right? And then waste a month when I could have been talking to a couple of other people and seeing who really wants me or likes me or is interested, at least seeing if something's there.
Yeah, exactly. Keep options open.
But I don't think you got to smash everything. That's different.
I agree.
Now, when I was younger, I was trying to smash everything and see or not at the same time. You know what I mean? But now I'm a little older. I'm like, my time is the most valuable thing, right? Because I know how valuable I am as you know how valuable you are. So if I spend time, even us spending time on this podcast, I'm grateful and appreciative of not only the path it took for us to be here, but like you being flexible. You know, all the arrangements you had to make to be in Sydney. Shout out to her having to be here too, because you come with her, right? Yeah. So her having to put time together. So I appreciate that. Yeah. So now in the dating mindset, I'm like, I know how valuable I am, just like that. Just like let's say you are. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, cool. For us to be here, it has to make sense. Yeah. So I don't want my time wasted.
Exactly.
So same thing with
dating, though.
That's what I mean.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, guys are tripping over Cheesecake Factory and coffee and not spending this and that. And it's like, I feel like we should all just be trying to put our best foot forward.
We should all go to Cheesecake.
I love Cheesecake, me personally. There's many options. I like options. Cheesecake is always a good time.
I would definitely say that. Like, it's crazy out here.
It's crazy out here, but I do like the conversation that we started to go into, and I need more detail, whether it's on camera or off camera. But like,
which one?
Those, because I have a friend right now, like, because I told you my little situation is really new, right? But I have a homegirl who's straight out the gate, like she plays the whole game. Straight out the gate, she's just like,
what we doing?
Not what we're doing as far as like, but if you're pursuing her on that level where you want to have sex, you want her time, you want her attention, you want to be like, not first week or whatever, but like if you coming in with any type of, she's like, well, what are you doing for me? And it's like, it's not wrong. Yeah. I get it, because she's not trying to waste time either. If you're a guy that's like, yeah, I'm not trying to do nothing for you. Like, I'm not about to, well, she need to know that right away, because she's going to be like, bye, So I appreciate her sense of like being upfront about like, listen, I'm a single mom. I could use some help. I damn sure I'm not going to be running around in the streets with you, but struggling to pay my bills. Like, I got to be at home working. So if you're going to take me out of my work zone where I'm producing for my household by myself, you have to be willing to be an asset to me in some way. And most men are very repulsed and freaked out and whatever. But it's like you just said, time is money.
No, facts, it is.
And you just sat here and told me how much you appreciate me being here for an hour. Like, just doing what we're doing. So if we were on a date, as much as it's pleasurable and this and that, it's still valuable time.
It's
like we both get paid thousands of dollars by the hour. So it's like,
definitely,
granted, there's a payoff with this, and maybe there will or will not be with the person that you're on a date with, but it's like that mutual respect of understanding that like, me getting here and giving you my undivided attention and all these things consistently should come with some sort of effort on your part, like to want to contribute to making my life easier in some way, or at least getting to know how you can make it easier in some way. It can't just always be about a link up. Like, it can't always just be about a fun time. Like, I'm a grown ass woman with grown ass obligations and responsibilities. So if you're trying to really be a part of my life, we got to talk about some important things. Yeah. Nah. And I'm not, it's like, it's awkward because I'm just, I don't know, like those are uncomfortable conversations. You don't want to be perceived a certain way. You don't want to be perceived as like, oh, well, no wonder she got what she got because she's out here asking men to pay this. And like, no, it's not that. But at the same time, it's like, this is what I come with. And if you're trying to come into my world, you have to be prepared to assist in some way. So they're just uncomfortable conversations.
I don't even think they're uncomfortable. I think they're just necessary.
They're necessary.
Why they gotta be uncomfortable? They're just regular conversations.
Because I feel like for the type of man that I'm looking for, but it's like, I don't know if that's even fair.
The type of man you're looking for, would it be uncomfortable?
You're right. It shouldn't be uncomfortable, but I just feel like a man should do what he's supposed to do and know to do it. Why does a woman have to be like,
I got something for you. I got something for you. So okay, let's think about my situation, right? So I didn't have a dad, no older brothers. I didn't have a mentor until I was probably in my 30s, right? I grew up in a house, a number of women, you know what I mean? I've been through multiple deaths, traumas, you know what I'm saying? So I've been someone that's been seeking, investing in my personal development, you know, like being empathetic, being intentional, doing the work, reading, audiobooking, manifesting, vision, and all of that to work on becoming a better me.
That's great.
But and I became aware of the things that I'm aware of. But a lot of men aren't aware of themselves nor aware of these tools that they can use to grow.
Yeah.
So if I am someone that has a little bit of the stuff that I'm working through that I may not even know that is there, I'm putting my best foot forward. But I may not know that my best isn't what you're expecting because maybe I'm just not self-aware yet.
Right.
And I'm not able to have a conversation with someone I'm truly interested in for her to tell me to look over here a little bit. Where would I get that from? And I don't want to, and I don't want to ruin it with you. But if you don't let me know, how would I know? You have to let me know. Even if you're like, yo, Brendan, this is what it is. Like, we can't rock it for like a month. We just need a break. Like, these are the things that are important to me, and you know, lovingly, you've been violating. So. Like, go work on you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Who am I gonna get it from? Especially if I can't, let's say I can't even talk about you to my friends because they'd be like, bro, she's what you, like, you know what I mean? Because that's what a lot of us are in.
Yeah, you're right.
So if I'm not gonna get it from you, where am I gonna get it from?
You're right.
And you're like, Sydney, don't tell him. He got to figure it out.
See? If she were here right now, she'd be like, told you. Day one, let them know. Like, I'm just not, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just used to dealing with someone who,
There's nothing wrong with that.
I was a fiance. I'm used to, we've had those, it's like we grew into that together.
Yeah.
So the needs were visible for both of us as they were happening in real time. You know what I mean? I never had to have that conversation. Like, can you help with this? Because it's like, we're in it together. So it's just off. I feel like, you know, but like, that's a good perspective, you know, and some people just don't.
Because we all grow,
know what you know.
We come from different families, different backgrounds, different experiences, different lay of the lands, different parts of the country or the world.
It's just the stigmas, I think, that social media has put on certain topics, you know, submissiveness or gold diggers or women asking for this or expecting that, men expecting this and expecting that. It's like all of those topics have just been, and so you just hear different perspectives and how they register to people, and you're just like, whoa, like you just don't even want to say shit because it's like you don't want to be perceived. At least I'm talking for myself because I know a lot of people, they're like, I don't give a fuck how I'm perceived. I'm gonna let it know what, and it's like I respect that too. But me personally, it's just like I'm not ever trying to come across as like a certain type of way. I don't want to rub nobody the wrong way. Like, I'm always trying to be mindful. Like, I don't want to make nobody feel no type of way.
So you're nice.
I'm nice. You know, I'm nice.
There's not a lot of people out here. You're nice.
I'm nice. But I think I need to not be nice. I don't know. I just...
Where you going there? You a little bit... You say you got a little bit more guarded?
I'm a little bit more guarded for sure. But I just... Yeah. Like, my friends are just like, yeah, I'm willing to give that grace to people. Yeah. Because I understand the no father, the no this, no mentor, like same with me, you know what I'm saying?
But black men is systematic though. Exactly. So you have to give us a little bit of...
I do.
You know?
And then I end up in this position that I'm in, single mom of two, because I gave grace for longer than I was supposed to, you know what I mean?
And that's tough.
It's so tough because everything, you know, I built my brand, edifying a relationship. I catapult that whole existence. We both walked away millionaires separately, you know? And it's like we did what we were supposed to do. Everything, you know, I held down my best friend since the day he came home from prison. Like, day one, we were in a relationship. Day one, we were like, let's really rock this out and prove the world that we could do this shit, you know? And so to have that crumble after so many, it's like, damn, this is not how it's supposed to go. But this is what it, you know, it's definitely, we're in the right, like, we grew apart, and seeing how things evolved, it's like, damn, I see why God made me be such an independent woman in that relationship, and why he kept me so focused on...
Yeah, you're in a position that a lot of women may not have been in, or will not be in, because your foundation is strong.
Thank God.
Yeah. And sometimes when that happens, like, you get divorced or you break up, whatever the case may be.
Lose it all.
Yeah.
And it sucks because, like, you never think that your best friend or your life partner, whatever, like, put you or leave you in a situation. You know what I'm saying? But like, actions are completely different when someone loves you or wants you and is happy with you than when shit goes south. It's like all that goes out the window. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of those important conversations about divorce, prenup, breakups, those need to be had.
Didn't even have
You know what I'm saying? Because like
they gotta be happening. They gotta happen early when y'all feeling good,
when
and
you're
happy.
feeling good. Exactly. So, you know, I'm glad I was prepared. I'm glad that no matter how comfortable our situation was, like financially, I'm glad that I never allowed myself to just kick my feet up and be like a kept woman. Like I always had the drive to be like, let me just make sure I'm staying on top of my growth, my development, make sure I always got my own tools, my own skill sets, just in case I got 2 kids. Like this is what I'm living for now. You know, anything can happen to him, anything can happen to me. Like I got to make sure I'm sharp at all times. And I didn't think it would pay off because we break up, but now that we're broken up, I'm like, thank God. Because the day we ended things, literally, the day things were over, I just had to ask myself, like, what am I going to be outside of like the heartache of it? Like, problem solver. Like, what, as you walk out the door, what role is leaving? I can't replace the father part for my kids, but like, for me, what were you doing for this household that needs to be replaced? And that role got filled in 24 hours. Gotta do what you gotta do. Life has to go on, you know? So just had to figure out like, okay, what gaps need to be filled now so that my family structure can continue in as normal of a structure as possible, you know, whatever that's gonna look like now. Like, how can I buffer this for my kids as much as possible, you know? So hired a chef, hired a housekeeper, hired nanny, because I knew I was gonna have to show up more as that emotional, and I couldn't do it if I'm fucking washing dishes, cooking.
I think that's important. That's why.
That's what I'm grateful for, because if it wasn't for my business, I wouldn't be able to afford this badass payroll. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, thank God I had the means to be like, because I just couldn't do it all at that point. And the way the breakup was so ugly, it's like he left me in a situation that would have broken anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but it didn't break you.
It didn't. It didn't. Thank God, because I had the financial means. Because it would have. It really. I hate to make it all about money, but I had just moved into a 5,000 square foot home with no furniture, and now a breakup where it's like so many things that were just meant to like really cripple me, and like it was all financial. Like, you know, I had to furnish a house. That should cost $50,000. Had to be done. You know, no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, I could have dragged it out throughout the whole year, but then my kids would have been feeling awkward without a bedroom set. I didn't want to, you know, so it's like a lot of things had to just pivot. And if money was a thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was needed, it was required. And when the breakup was at that phase, there was no talking, there was no like it wasn't nothing healthy communication about it. He didn't give a fuck what my needs were. He didn't give a damn about how I felt about X, Y, and Z. It was just like, oh, well, figure it out. Nigga told me, go get a job. He said, oh, it's too hard to do this, do that. Go get a job. It's not my problem. Oh, okay, cool. Now you're gonna pay for all that.
So it just made you better.
Yeah, of course. It always does. Yeah. You know, but it's just, you never think things are gonna go south. When you're on cloud 9 in that relationship, it's easy to get really comfortable and, oh, you know, this is just amazing. This is the best ever. It's gonna last forever.
You know what it is? Okay, this is what I think, right? So let's say I wanted to date you. Traditionally, right, if I didn't see you or if I didn't know you, I'd start a conversation. My intention is to get to know you because I want to take you out, right? But nowadays, I feel like is different.
Oh, it is. Guys don't want to court.
So what I'm saying is, it might be, I feel like I need to talk to you more to get to know more about you even before I do that part. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, communication.
Yeah.
And yeah, I feel like a lot of people struggle with that part. And it's like, how do you even know if you like me? We haven't even talked.
But that's what I'm saying. You got to do that.
Yeah, you're right.
But also, I feel like there's expectations.
There are.
Right?
There are.
Because, okay, so some of the expectations.
No, this is the good.
Some of the expectations might be for a guy to even take me out, certain things need to be in accordance.
You're so right, because I have these conversations with my homegirls often, and I do have the friends that are like, at that, like, If you wrapping me up and I'm out at dinner with you, then I can't be at dinner with this one. So what you doing about that?
But that's what I'm saying.
I'm like, damn.
But how can you can't even get that in such a short window?
That's how I feel.
You know,
but
you're
right. There's a lot of people that they're just like, you're not going to waste my time, buddy. Like, enough people have wasted my time. So if you like me, you got to really set yourself apart. And it's like, I don't really agree. I mean, I agree, but I don't.
But it's not the measure of it.
It's not.
But does setting yourself, I mean, you can speak for your friends here that are not here. Does setting yourself apart as a guy, maybe to them, and you let me know if I'm right or wrong, does it come with being more materialistic, expressing yourself in a monetary fashion?
I think
to
that this is what it
stand
is.
out?
I think that, I mean, the answer is yes, but I wouldn't say materialistic in the sense of like, oh, we need this and that. But when you're talking to a grown woman, right? And you kind of like, there's levels, right?
Yeah,
like,
I agree with that.
If you're going to come into the life of a single mother who has nannies, who has, you know, I say nannies because it's like hanging out with you is going to cost me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I have small children. You can't come around we can't do that yet. So that little coffee date you talking about taking me out on just cost me $150 because now I have to hire a nanny. So it's costing me money to hang out with you.
But think about this. I agree with you, right? But if we don't know that, how would I know that it's costing you? And if the guy's not emotionally mature enough, he may be insulted by the mere fact that you know what I'm saying. It's like
that's the issue.
But that's what I'm saying. So
the question needs to be, why do I hear, baby? Okay, so the question needs to be how to have that uncomfortable conversation, because not every woman enjoys having that sit down. Like, all right, well, we've known each other for X minus 10 minutes, and we got bills to pay. It's not really we're not trying to come across that way.
Yeah,
and it's not like. That's not the goal or the objective, but it's just like, damn, we want to know straight out the gate. Like, are you coming to add to our life in some way?
Can men be like that?
Can men be like what?
Can a guy meet you with his intentions during the first time that he meets you?
He wants sex right away.
Yeah, but he's not telling you he wants sex right away.
Not.
Most men are.
Please.
Just so they mean
you're not like just because you're not yeah.
I mean, we know what it is.
We all know what it is. You're trying to play, the ice and wine and dine for 2.5 seconds doesn't mean that you're gonna deal with that shit for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna start dating other people to get that somewhere else while you know what I mean? Like there's always a catch-22 because if we like you, we don't want to know that you are holding off sexually with us, but you're still smashing 5 other people while you're getting to know us. It's like if we rockin', we rockin'. We're trying to get, but there's expectations and there's things that need to be talked about. But when is too soon is the question. When is too soon to introduce that? Like, hey, hun, hey, babe, we've kicked it like 3 times a week for the past month, and like every time it's actually cost me a pretty penny. Did you know that? Like it's just kind of, and then like you said, it can rub you the wrong way, but it's like social media is our catalog. When you hit me up, you see what it is. You see what it is. You see I got kids. You see that they're little. Like you may not know all of my needs, but if you're coming into my life, I'm like, there's things going on. And so hopefully you're coming in with the intention of being an asset and not just, just here to be here. Like nobody needs that. You know what I'm saying? Like I need solution-based people in my life. I need people to come into my life who have goals of making my life better and vice versa. Like I'm not trying to be a part of nobody else's life if I can't leave it better in some way. You know what I mean? 100%. Or help you get to that whatever, next level or whatever. But yeah, so if your intentions are to date without those expectations or without needing to have to do any of those things, then you just might need like a younger girl who doesn't really value that type of like partnership and help at that level because they're young. A good time is just like, partying and having some drinks. That ain't, what the fuck?
So you gotta know.
Send me home with my kids drunk as hell. That ain't.
Nah, it makes sense. So you gotta know where you are, and then obviously, like you said, with the levels. Yeah. But I think you also right. Like with someone that's mature, you can have that conversation. You can be a little bit more direct with the communication, your attention, and what it would be like, and you would respect that. You would like that.
I would like, I'm big on intention.
Yeah.
Yes. Like being intentional. Like if you just see me as a good time and nothing serious and you're not even, it's just, you're only attracted to me. It's like, I would prefer to know that and then handle that accordingly. You know what I'm saying? Like, unfortunately, that's not where my intentions are though. Like I'm looking for a husband. So there's a way I carry myself and then there's a way I don't carry myself because I don't want to ever let that be misconstrued. Like I'm not out here 21 years old, like, oh, let's just go crazy. Like, no, I'm grown as hell. Like my life is stable and straight already. Like I'm only looking for someone who can help me maximize what I've already done. I
want to talk about that too. We touched on a lot. Relationships, passive income, digital products, prenups, postnups.
Yeah.
All of that. We got a new handshake. You're going to practice with Sydney.
We're going to continue working on that.
So next time I see you, it's going to be crazy.
It's going to be effortless.
Right?
Yeah.
So is there anything that I guess you want to learn for sure in 2024 that you didn't have time for? Like the new year, something brand new.
In 2024.
You want to add to your life, to your business.
Yeah. Real estate. I want to get into real estate.
So like
capacity.
On the investment side.
I think, on the investment side, definitely. I also want more partnerships and collaborations in 2024.
You want more partnerships and collaborations?
Yeah, like I feel like I have done a lot by myself and like my team.
Yeah.
But like I want to do so much more, but I don't really care or have the capacity currently to just like take on more projects that I have to figure out from the ground up and all that. I'd rather just collaborate with like-minded people who already have some success about themselves, and we can kind of come together and just see what our strengths are, see what motion we could create together. I'm not really trying to like from the ground up anything by myself. It was fun. I enjoy it, the challenge of like that, but right now, just because of all that's on my plate, I just think it'll be funner and more exciting for me to be able to connect with other people and create magic together,
No, I like that. Yeah. I agree. So for me, and I say like would be like mergers and acquisitions. Like I'm into like buying businesses now.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Because they're already moving. So organisms, they got system and processes. There's people working there.
That's another one. You're right.
CEO already.
Yeah. And I know some people that are in that, even in Vegas, and it's awesome. I'm like, every few days, it's like, so I'm an owner of this. I just bought a this. I'm like, like you got a content studio, ice cream shop, a bakery, like.
And you can, and there's so many different ways that you can purchase them. Like you don't need your own money. It's kind of like real estate. Like you could do seller financing, you could do a leverage buyout, and you could come in there like just on an equity play. Like for instance, let's say there's a
hair salon.
Okay, let's say there's a hair salon. Let's say they don't have no social media. They don't really have fire lead generation. You know what I'm saying? And let's say they don't collect the data. So you can come in and say, hey, listen, I'll get a stake of equity. I'll make sure I'll put a subscription place, in place, subscription option in place. I'll make sure you have all your data. I make sure that, we have fire content on social media. I'll add it in a YouTube channel, like whatever you're going to add in.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, okay, you're currently making, let's say you're making $250,000, $250,000 a year. So anything that we make above $250,000, I'm going to take 20, let's say anywhere from 30 to 40%.
Yeah, I like that.
I mean? But now you're an equity owner. Maybe you put in 10,000.
Yeah.
Or maybe no money, but you're bringing in all these other assets.
Like
the
coaching
business more
or
valuable.
The consulting or something like that.
Maybe bringing the digital product part of it, and then any money they make over a quarter, you guys have your split.
I like that.
Right, and then you could sell it back to them in a couple of years. They can buy you. They can buy your position out.
That's smart.
That's what I'm
working smarter.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. But I'm with you on the whole like
working with others.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially in the podcast space. I mean, this is the major play of working with others.
100%.
You get to connect with like-minded people on your podcast.
I would have never met you if it wasn't a podcast.
I know.
Right? Because I would have been like, I would have been in DMs like,
the gatekeeper.
Hey, what are you doing? I'm gonna pull up.
Who's in you?
I'm pulling up.
Password.
Could we do coffee?
Oh God.
Like,
right.
That's not gonna work. So listen, cheat code, if you want to meet people, Yeah, just have a podcast, bring some value. And then you can at least do something with that.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
Yeah.
No, this is awesome.
This is great.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to share with the people?
2024, everybody should be focused on multiple income streams for sure. If you have, I always tell everybody, like if you only have one income stream, it's too close to none.
Yeah.
And that's a dangerous reality for a lot of people. And I feel like, a lot of people are suffering and struggling with a lot of financial stressors right now in today's economy. And a lot of it could be solved if they just had more income coming in. And so learning about passive income streams is just a no-brainer to me. It allows you to free up your time, which is your most valuable asset, period. So being able to free up your time to live life the way you want to live life is such a blessing, and it's attainable for everyone. It's just you need some education, you just need to learn how to do it. You need to learn a way to create passive income. And so digital products is my big play for 2024. It's been my big play for the past 5 years. So yeah, I'm just out here trying to encourage people more than ever, especially now that I'm a single mom living the life of like
Yeah.
It's like, I'm so thankful for it. And as a mom, I love spending time with my kids. I love the freedom that comes with having success. And so I'm blessed to be on this side of it, because most, single baby mamas they out here struggling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the kid is a byproduct. It's just, the trickle-down effect is something serious when that's the reality of what we're dealing with. Single moms raising children by themselves and also struggling to put food on the table. What is that creating?
Yeah, I really love that message. And it kind of goes back to what you said in the very beginning. And it's like everyone should have a digital product.
Everyone.
And being a single mom, you can still monetize without having to physically put labor, time out there with you spending, because you can spend 8 hours making $20 an hour, which you're really only earning half of that. Or you could spend 8 hours pushing the digital product and selling hundreds of them, thousands of them in an hour or two, or in that same time frame.
Using the time that you have to create content that gets you paid while you sleep.
Yeah,
like I incorporate my content works around my lifestyle. The things that I'm already doing, I just press record. I'm not an actress. I don't do anything extra. It's just the things that I'm already doing. If I'm with my kids is in the content that day. If we're at Target, my content will be at Target that day. You know what I mean? Like I don't adjust. It's just I press record and tie in my offer to what I'm already doing.
I love that.
And that's the best.
Yeah, that's what I like doing too.
Yeah.
Because I feel like people feel like it has to be a certain way. I gotta be in this background with this and this and these lights and this camera and this. You're like, we're going to Target. Kids is with me.
This is life as a single mom running a business. And I think that relatability and that transparency is why my audience rocks with me so tough.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that
podcast
series. Well, the podcast too.
Yeah.
But the document the million of the new product.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
I'm gonna have to do that too.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I thought about it is because I just started it maybe less than 14 days ago. Mm-hmm. Our first week we did 10,800, and I'm like, damn, I'm encouraging people to jump in with me, but they don't even realize I just started this 24 hours ago. Yeah. Like the first day we made like $3,400, and I'm like, damn, I knew it was real. Like obviously I've been doing this, but it was a brand new offer, so it's like, okay, cool, I like this. And then when my first purchaser was like, hey, I got my store up in 30 minutes and made my 2 sales, I was like, oh, this is about to be amazing.
You know what? I'm gonna do it. You actually inspired me. I'm gonna do it with this other product that I don't really promote anymore. And the reason why I'm choosing this one is because I got a testimonial like 2 days ago and he made $40,000 off of it.
That's amazing.
You know what I'm saying?
That's amazing.
And he has a podcast. So the previous offer is teaching people how to monetize their podcast without brand deal sponsorships or having a large audience, because that's what they think they need.
I love that.
Like they feel like they need
all
big
of those
YouTube
things,
and I need sponsors, and
of course.
I'm just doing a podcast so I can get sponsors. Like,
no.
So I teach them how to monetize using. I feel like they're tradition, but non-traditional measures. But they're just strategies that really work.
40K is that's an amazing testimony.
And I met him I met him in June. Yeah, met him in June. By August, he had like 34,000. And he just updated me like the other day.
That's insane.
Yeah. So I think that's the
Well,
one.
congratulations.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm learning with Chelsea.
Hey.
You know? You ready?
We'd be learning from you. I mean,
You ready?
No, damn.
We done did it a couple times.
I know.
Listen, y'all, been another episode of the On Pursuit podcast. That's Learn with Chelsea. Make sure you get a digital product this year.
Please.
No excuses. If you're a mom, dad, single parent, older person,
Anyone.
even if you're in school, middle school, elementary school, may have to do with your parents. High school, college, let's go.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone. 100% profit margins. Like, it's just all about working smarter.
And where can I go to tap in with you?
So you can follow me on social media. My handle is Learn with Chelsea. And if you're interested in learning about the passive income game, you can shoot me a message. Shoot me soft life. That's what we're coining this season, this new year is going to be our soft life year. You know, I'm all about still working, but it's about like effortless income. So if you're into that, if you're not into like getting your hands dirty and doing, you know, being Brenda the builder and, you know, just laboring.
I like it.
Lisa the laborer. If you're over those days and you're trying to just sit pretty and watch some racks come in, just DM me soft life so I could give you the passive income play of 2024.
And we'll see you guys on the episode. This has been Spice.
Bye.